In this video, we will learn about least count of measuring instruments. So the least count of a measuring instrument or a device is the minimum measurement that can be precisely measured by it. Lesser the value of the least count of a measuring device, more precise the measurement will be. For an instrument provided with a scale, the least count is the value of one division of its scale. For example, if in a common measuring scale, each centimeter is divided into 10 equal parts, then measure one of each small part, that is division, is 1 by 10 of centimeter, that is zero point 0.1 centimeter. And this is the least count of that particular measuring scale. The least count of some commonly used devices are as follows. So, least count of a geometry box scale is 1 millimeter or zero point 0.1 centimeter. Least count of a wall clock provided with a seconds hand usually is 1 second. Least count of a weight box used for weighing an object using a physical balance is 1 gram. However, if fractional weights are also used, then the least count can be 1 milligram, or I can say 0.001 gram. Least count of commonly used protractor is 1 degree. Least count of a clinical thermometer is zero point 0.2 degree Fahrenheit. If a measuring cylinder has 20 divisions between 0 to 10 ml mark, then its least count is 0.5 ml. In the same way, we can find the least count of any measuring instrument device by finding the value of one small division marked on its scale. Measurement of length by a meter scale. So, a wooden or a plastic scale is used to measure the length of the objects. The meter rule commonly used in laboratory is of 1 meter length and is graduated in centimeters and millimeters. The smallest division is generally 1 millimeter. Therefore, the meter scale can also be used to measure the length to a precision of 1 millimeter. In other words, the least count of a meter scale is 1 millimeter, or I can say zero point 0.1 centimeter, or I can say 0.001 meter. Now, to measure the length of an object, the meter scale is placed with its marking along the length of the object such that the zero mark on the scale coincide with one end of the object. Now, the reading of the scale mark on the other end of the object then gives the length of the object. Due to continuous use of meter scale over a long time, the zero mark on the scale is usually worn out. In such cases, one edge of a given object is kept in contact with some fixed mark on the scale. Now note the reading of the scale mark corresponding the two edges of the object one by one. Now the difference between the two reading is equal to the length of the object. Now while measuring the length by using a meter scale, following precautions should be observed. First is the edge of the scale should be kept along the length of the object whose length has to be measured. Second is use a zero mark on the scale should be avoided as it is generally worn out due to the continuous use. One edge of the object whose length is being measured should coincide with a fixed mark on the scale. Fourth is the reading on the scale should be taken by keeping one eye closed and keeping the other eye directly over the mark, where it is to be read on the scale coincident with one edge of the object. Now, without disturbing either the object or the scale, move your eye to the other edge of the object and make note its reading on the scale by keeping one of your eye above the scale mark. Sixth is the difference of the reading of the two edges of the object on the scale gives the length of the object. Now from the above discussion, it is clear that a meter scale can measure up to a precision of 1 millimeter only. And to measure even small lengths, we commonly use a vernier caliper and micrometer screw gauge in physics laboratory. I hope this topic is clear to you. Thank you.